How are you guys tonight or this evening? I am rushing around trying to make sure I've got everything together. Hi, Kayleen. I'm so excited that you're here too. And hello, Shar. This was not planned, but today I was going through, there's so much information. Let me get on camera. Hi, Rena. We were swimming and stuff all day, but I was listening to the interview room who had spoke to Don, and we know that previously Candus had spoke with him as well. Hi, Julie. Hey, Dylan. And then I found an interview that she did that Candus also did with a newspaper. Hey, Ray. And we're gonna go through some of that. Hey, Looking Beyond, and then the family they came out with a website. It's called findsummerwells.com, I believe. It's in the description box. They say that this is the website where you can get your media. It's family approved media. So the messages that are on there on the videos that they've linked have been approved by the family. So we're going to dig into all of that. I just want to chat with y'all for a minute. How are you guys? It was a pain getting ready because my mom's house has those weird light switches where if some of them are off, the outlets don't work. So I couldn't get anything going. I was like, hurry it up and get through. Oh, y'all, check out my little gummy bear earrings. Aren't they cute? I was like, well, I'm gonna wear this. I know I've worn this before, but I love it. I have these like bright green biker shorts that here, I'll show y'all. That looks so cute with it. So see, and yeah, it's super comfortable. Whoa. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, I'm all freckled from the sun. I get tan pretty fast. Like my arms and stuff have gotten pretty tan, but my mom is half Hispanic, so I get tan, but I also get really freckled. Let's see. My phone's over here going off. Let me turn it off. Or down or something. I haven't figured out how to work it yet. It's the iPhone 11 Pro. And I'm just not used to it. I'm used to Android. So hopefully I got it. So I'm at mom's, y'all, and before I get into this, I gotta show you y'all something. This is crazy. It's sad, but there are so many frogs and critters here, like lizards and frogs, and there's just stuff everywhere. But let me show you a frog. I was driving in, and I guess a frog jumped out in front of my car. So let me see if I can. So there's my car, right? And then look at him. It's so sad. I felt so bad when I went out there. I was like, oh my God. I don't take a tan, I burn. That's all right. It happens. Maybe I should mute these then. I don't know how to mute this phone. Somebody tell me how to mute the iPhone. Please. Hey, Amber. So I initially had some of these notes for Amber's panel. That's what I wanted to talk about that first. The link's in the description. She asked me to come and join a panel with her, Kelly, CCC, Teresa from Unmask, and Amanda Svita. And I was so switch on the left side. Oh, okay, I see. Okay. I was so like I don't know. I couldn't even believe she asked me to do it, but it was fun. I was driving, so I had an awful signal, and the audio was awful because I was using headphones so that everybody else in the car wasn't listening to it. So anyways, you should go check it out. It's really good. But there's quite a few things that have happened since then. Yes, we should, Amber. I have an idea. You know how we were talking about, well, I'll tell you after. I was thinking about it just before about messaging you and Kelly and asking you something. Because we were talking about doing a video where we talked about zodiac signs and tied that in with kind of this world. But I have a really interesting idea. If there is anybody who is like I mean, I know about zodiac signs, but if there's anybody in here who is just so well versed on it, it's their thing. Can you please send me an email? And if you'd be willing to join a panel, I would love to have like a professional, someone who's really, really detailed in it to come on and talk about some stuff. It'd be awesome. It was fun, Amber. Thank you. Okay, so the first thing that I will go over is her interview with Chris. Now, we talked about this some on the panel, but I think it's important because we're going to be talking about Dawn's too, and there's a lot of things that really we didn't even get to discuss. So the first thing, hey Vicky, that I took from that interview that I wrote down. So, and I have video clips from the one video today, but I didn't have time to go back and get these clips. But if you've seen it, which most of you have, I mean, the attention that this case has gotten is unbelievable, which is great. But okay, so the first thing that I thought of was she mentions that she took them to that little swimming hole so they wouldn't be around other kids because of all the sicknesses and stuff, which I thought that was really interesting, and it made me feel better that she's even concerned with that stuff. You know what I mean? So that shows that she's a caring, and that at least it's on her mind. I mean, people can obviously pretend and fake whatever, but yeah. Let's see. Left in the house from a bathing suit. She says that she bought the twisted tea for her mom. I find that super interesting. Now, of course, she's not going to admit. Hey, Deco Painter and Tea. Deco Painter and Tea. My mom will hand me her iPhone and I will hand it right back to her. She's not going to admit it because then she's going to get in trouble, you know, but it's just interesting that how that all went. And the way that her story conflicts with Allie's, like, I don't buy that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's not going to be like, well, yeah, I did. I just figured one won't hurt him or something. But it is really interesting. And Kelly, I think, mentioned this on the panel that day, that Candus says that Allie didn't even come up to the vehicle, but Allie certainly tried to make it seem like I wanted to, you know, wake her up and they wouldn't let me. Thank you, Amber. Grandma wants twisted tea with her meds. Yeah, who buys just one? So that was interesting, and it makes you wonder, like, okay, if you're going through something like this and you know, like, there's tons of attention on you over it and everything, you know that people that dislike you are going to come out. If they really want to get to you and they see this kind of situation, this is when they'll take advantage of it. People that are like that, I mean, for real. I don't believe Allie and now let me rephrase that. I'm not saying that they're lying. I just tend to believe Candus's version of some of those events. I will say I was so impressed. I mean, Chris, I have watched his videos for a long time because they were huge in the Morphew case. And when, you know, Andy did that search and they were all out there, I was watching a lot of Chris's stuff. But I was so impressed that the way he handled those interviews. I mean, I thought that with Hunter, right? Because he's able, and I mean, it was his job to be able to relate to people and talk to people. But I agree, Wolfie. But he was able to sit down with that kid, make him feel comfortable to talk. He, like, kind of almost does this thing where he's like, I'm one of you. You know what I mean? I'm just like you. Like, I'm nobody. And I love that. And I think it's really special. I think he has a huge gift there. And we're blessed to have someone like that on YouTube because, you know, we all have the things that make us special. Like every channel has their thing that they're good at or whatever. But to have someone who's actually been in the field, has experience, but retired, so they're not in the field now. So it's not his job to interrogate, right? He's interviewing, which I mentioned that yesterday. It reminded me of my interview with Kiara. When we are, as creators, trying to make someone comfortable to come to our channel and, you know, talk to us about how they feel and what's happened, we have to give them a safe place to do that. So we're not going to sit here and battle everything because then we're not going to hear anything. it's better to kind of just relax and make people feel comfortable. And yeah. Hey, Bren. How H gonna know dry drowning? No way he knew without someone planting a thought in his head. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Okay. I have some clips and an interesting article I want to read through with y'all and see what you think, but let's get through this first. So I've mentioned this many times on my channel. I don't think Grandma should left at all. That was kind of strange. I agree. I'm going to highlight that because I totally agree. I mean, I highlight the ones I don't agree with too. But okay, so Sarah Saving Spirits had posted a video where she went back into Hunter's Facebook, and a while back he said that about a year ago, I think, he said he was in a relationship. And the reaction underneath that from Candus was quite interesting. And I can't get that out of my mind when I'm dealing with thinking about all this, because, she says Allie didn't take her kids anywhere, and Candus looks at them like they're her kids, which is awesome to take the kids to do stuff, but it's just a really interesting dynamic. I do think that Candus seemed really sincere. Do you guys think so? Why did Allie let her son hang with Candus so much? No idea what dry drowning was before social media. Really? Yeah, what do you guys think? Before I move forward, put a 1 in the chat if you think that she was sincere. Put a 2 if you think no, and a 3 if you can't decide. I look like a hoodlum or a little orphan. All dirty, my burnt tan and all that. Okay, 1, 3. Ooh. You would think Grandis would want to stay and help since she has been through Grandis. Because they're both Candace. That is funny. Has been through this before. She should have a lot of wisdom on. Absolutely, right? Okay, you have already, your child, I've never thought about that, Vicky, but that is so interesting. Your baby goes missing and never comes back. I don't care if they were a teenager, an adult, a child, whatever. That is just devastating and life-changing, right? Then, okay, Wolfie, then your other baby, her baby goes missing. You would think that you would have a lot of advice and love and encouragement to give them, and you wouldn't want to leave. That's pretty strange. I like it too, Grandis. That was funny. Thank you for the laugh. Okay, so when Chris went up there with the camera, the dogs did go crazy. Now, this has been something that people have went back and forth about. The news lady had said before, when I went up there, they didn't even bark. And then, other people say they bark like crazy. So I do want to play. I don't have that. Like I said, I only went and grabbed clips from today's video. But you can go back and see them go crazy, or I have a clip of Chris talking about that. So let me find that real quick for y'all.
At that and thanked me for that. But I asked him, I said, tell me why your thought process. But today.
Wait a minute. Y'all, hold on. Wrong one. Let me play this one first, because that one kind of shocked me a little bit, and I want to wait to play that one for y'all. So here.
But today, maybe it was the heat, because it took it out of them. So that's another consideration of why the weather that day is important. Are the dogs responding correctly? I can tell you when I got up on the Wells property, at their invitation, that those dogs lit up. I mean, they came out of the woods. And I even, Candace and I laughed where I told her, I said, you need a doggone zoo license up here, because there are critters everywhere. And what happens is cars, get down to the end.
Okay. Now, um, and I think that's a great point. If it's hot, the dogs may be different than they would be otherwise. Hold on one second. My eye is twitching. Okay. Ooh, you did it too. Okay. So then today I watched, but I think it went up yesterday. Actually, Dawn talked to Chris. Now, when Chris is there and he's talking to Candus, we see Dawn's shed, and Chris kind of mentions it, but Candus doesn't want to go in there. Now, at the end, Chris says, you know, that was odd to me. I wonder if Dawn was there. And so yeah, then today when he come back on, he wanted to clarify that, no, he wasn't there. His truck wasn't there. You would have to go watch it, and I did link it. He did not record him, but said they might do something on video soon, which, oh my gosh, I'll be looking forward to that. Now, there's something odd that he says to Chris. Let me play. That's the video that I just played.
At that and thanked me for that. But I asked him, I said, tell me why your thought process is on this abduction theory. And he says, well, one of my fears is that I just, hope that, she's not deceased and buried somewhere. Okay. And, from, his perspective.
Okay. That's weird. I hope she's not deceased and buried somewhere. I mean, I guess you would think of that because if you're looking for your baby and they're buried, it's going to be a lot harder to find them. But I don't know. That was kind of weird. And at the end, by the way, of his interview with Candus, he says that, there were red flags, but he don't want to talk about that on here because that's not going to help solve the case. The police are the ones that are, interrogating and all of that. And, all of us, we're doing our part too, but it's just a different role, right? Did you guys think that was odd? Like that statement? Or do you think that might be a normal train of thought? Now, I do know they said that he is not talking anymore. He put a statement on Facebook. They have this family website now, though, which, we'll be able to hear from him there. Let me go look at Facebook quickly and see. Yeah, Wolfie, I agree. Okay. He's all of his mutual, like, friends of mine and mutual people that we have mutual friends with are YouTubers and people from YouTube. So someone posted a video on his thing. No, it was a practical thing to say. That is what he's worried about. Okay. See, I was thinking it could be, but I don't know. To me, it was just something I wanted to, discuss. But okay. Now it seems that, well, on it, I'll get to that in a second. I don't want to. Okay, he did post yesterday. I hadn't seen this. In 1830, when Ellen White was accomplishing, here he has this little picture of Summer, which is hard to see from phone to phone, but he says, in 1830, when Ellen White was accomplishing her work for the seventh day, did you know that Satan set up 4 false churches to counter the truth? You probably couldn't count the false churches today. So it's another religious. And then he also has this in like meme form, right, with the writing over it. Then a picture of her that says she loves the Seventh-day Church, and you will too. Now, this is weird, y'all, because right where I'm at in my notes, and I wasn't planning this, I hadn't looked at this today. So I always take notes when it's a crime because it's important to get details. So you can't even see. Right here, I'm like, talk about the clips to play and then religious aspect. I wrote down because a lot of people are really focusing on that. And, psychics and not only psychics, but the family have been very vocal. That's interesting. They caught Dawn hiding in the shed before, but by the CHP and the sheriff, not for this. Oh, wow. I did not know that. Here's the one. I am not allowed to talk any longer. Summer Moon, I love you with all my heart. So, does he have a lawyer or what? I'm not sure. Okay. What do you guys think? Hard location for strangers, and then time it is just right. The child is alone. Those two issues are very strange. Yes, the time. She says it was like just minutes that she just, and it's in this article. So we'll get to that in a second. There's a few things in this article I did not like. I will say when hi Valerie, when she started crying in that interview and was like, I feel like everyone's against me. Y'all, that really, I felt that in my soul. It made me so sad. Then when I went on the panel, they were like, well, she's only crying when it's about her. And that's another way to look at it. And that made me start looking at things differently. That's why I think it's awesome when we just communicate with each other and work off each other, because we it grows. Okay. Chris has an upcoming interview with Robin, the Sunday school teacher, the one that Summer gave the necklace to. Robin, when describing Summer, said that when she's talking to someone, like, she will grab their face and be like, look at me. She loves to look people in the eyes. Now, if you remember, y'all, a few weeks, like when this all kind of started and we were just seeing the first footage of her and stuff, people were saying maybe she's autistic. So that to me said, no, I don't think so, because I think that autistic kids have trouble looking in the eyes. At least my cousin is the only one I've had experience with, and she was like that, and the doctor had kind of talked about that. Susie, I know. I don't know what I would do. It would be so hard. They did have conversation, Summer and Chris, that he muted for when she also broke down, and that's the 2 times of the crying, which were about her. So I don't know. Now, a lot of people are really talking about the terrain and stuff, and I've got some pictures I took from Chris's video that show what it looks like through there. Let's see. So, going down Summers Road, come on, there we go. You see that little path to the left? He was trying to look like, where would you go if you were running and hiding? Like, where could you find to go? So this, y'all, looks almost identical to where I live, a little bit more flat, but I can see like mountains in the back. So I think from my perspective, people say it'd be hard to get in and out of there. And well, if you're used to this kind of terrain, I don't think so. I think it would be easier because you have so many places you can hide. You have, hills and trees and all these sheds that are supposedly there, versus like, say, where Orrin and Orson West went missing, that street, it was, of course they could hide in the houses, but it was just pretty open. And I think that in a place like this, if you are used to that area, it would really be easy to, so that's the entrance. There's the little thing. There's tons of sheds in this area, they say, but it would really be easy to get her and get out and either hide or get through it pretty quickly. Here's another view. Let me take that comment off so you guys can see a little better. He became religious after his prison term in Utah. Time just gets away from you when you're trying to have fun was watching out for me. Okay. So this is like the road they live on, which it's a beautiful, look at them like hills and mountains like in the back. It's really pretty through there. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about, I don't know if you guys are familiar. I am sure you are. There's a channel named Plunders, and the creator, her name is Paula. She has a really calming voice, and she puts out a lot of videos with a lot of information. So if you are after the information, you should go there. It's in the description. But today, she posted a video, and I want to go, there was an article she linked, and I took a ton of screenshots from it so we could go through. Candus did an interview, and this article is actually on the findsummerwells.com. So I agree, Alex. I think it'd be easy if you know and are used to the terrain. Absolutely, Sammy. You know what? Looking beyond, yeah, Valerie said that a lot of people do that, and I don't think that means it's not genuine. I mean, of course, I think some people might use religion to seem like they're doing better or they've changed, but I think most people, you get in this place of desperation. I've talked about this on my addiction videos where, I mean, I wasn't religious, but when I was desperate and hurting and sick, I was praying to God for relief. I mean, now I believe in God. I'm still not really into like talking like organized religion, even talking about it. I think we all should do what personally works for us. But I do believe in God now, and I I still like am not praying all the time and stuff like that. I think though when you're really desperate and you have nothing else, I mean, what do you do? Like think about it. If your baby gets taken, no one saw anything, heard anything, knows anything. And time goes by, nothing's happening, you know, there's nothing that you can do. You're just desperate. Would you not also reach out to God? You know, so I don't know. It's hard for me to say, but I agree. I think that, you know, prison or other times of desperation really, religion comes into play. So, Plunders video. This article, you guys. Okay. This is her video. And so please go check her out. I'm sure you guys all know exactly who she is, but if you don't, go check it out. Here is the article. Summer Wells' mom pleads, just bring her back. And there she is laying on that milk, which I talked to Amber after the panel that night, and I was thinking because, you know, we get on a panel and we're all talking, and there's things that we don't say that we were thinking or whatever. And for me, the milk didn't seem all that odd. Kids pass out everywhere, right? But also, it's hot and the milk was probably cold. So that would probably be pretty comfortable. And then also, what if she had like some kind of injury or something? And if she was using that as like a cold compress? And those sheds were the size of houses. Yeah, they were for real. My mellow yellow with my mellow yellow. But okay, let's go through this article, you guys. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. Freckled. Okay. This is how it starts. Maybe in between we might chat or whatever. And I would love for some of y'all to get up here on panel and talk to me after about this because I want to hear your opinions. I want to know what you think. I think, like I said earlier, you're bouncing off of each other. You are learning so much from each other and expanding your minds in ways that you can't really do on your own. But anyways, okay. If you took her, just bring her back. You don't even have to tell me that you did it. Just bring her back. Say that you found her walking. I don't care. Just bring her back. That's all I care. So she sounds extremely desperate there, and that is just so sad. So pleaded Candus Wells late Sunday afternoon in regards to her 5-year-old daughter, Summer, who went missing 5 weeks ago, seemingly vanishing within 5 minutes of last being seen. I don't understand it, the child's mother said. It don't make no sense. Oh, awesome, Wolfie. Yay! I asked Wolfie earlier because she was like, what did you say? Something about she has a lot of thoughts or something. And I was like, well, come on panel if you want. And she's like, wait, what? Okay. This is about in regards to H. And I've said his name, and I mean that it was an accidental, but I think we all kind of are aware and know what's happening there. And do forgive me for saying it and slipping, but I mean, he's done an interview with a YouTuber. It's kind of, I don't know. Anyways, the boy that lied on everything that happened. Or that boy lied on everything that happened, Candus said, because the place I was at, there was no rocks. She didn't slide on no rocks and fall in the water. She wasn't under the water for 20 seconds or more, like he said. That was just a bunch of lies he made up, and I don't know why he did that, which is interesting. Why would he say that she was underwater for too long and he had to get her and all that stuff if it wasn't true? Like, I don't know. That is so weird to me. What do you guys think? Any thoughts yet, y'all? Or I'm just going to keep going if not. Oh, my knees are popping. And y'all, I have not went swimming, like swimming in a long time. And yesterday, even when we were down here before, I would get in the water and get on a float. But I wasn't like actively like doing my breaststroke and stuff. But yesterday and today, me and Trenton were like having little races and stuff. And oh my gosh, my body just feels like so heavy and tired. And I used to be an athlete. I did cheerleading and gymnastics from the time I was 4 until about 16-ish. When I started partying and stuff, I like didn't want to do that anymore. But I mean, we would do 2-a-days every single day. I was in shape. But not no more. Not no more. Excuse my bad English. Not anymore. But anyways, okay. I watched her go in the door and I could see her brothers. Okay, so she's talking about when I didn't. If you want to see what I didn't put in here, go to the link in the description. You can get the whole article. But I think I pretty much got the things that are like, at least for me, in my opinion, that I want to discuss or look at or just have a second look over. I watched her go in the door and I could see her brothers at the kitchen table. When she went in, I walked over and yelled at the boys. I said, "Watch Summer, I'll be right back. I've got to fix Mom's knee brace." I was standing right there at the camper. I was over there fixing it. Literally, you can see my house from the camper door. She did not walk back out that front door. Candus estimated, now this is a time frame, 2 to 5 minutes. That is not very long. I mean, now, don't get me wrong. If you don't know where your baby is and they're running for 5 minutes, they might get pretty far. But if she watched her go in the house, 2 to 5 minutes is not long. Not only that, but if someone had currently just taken her and ran off the property, just in my opinion, I grew up on a farm with tons of every animal and tons of dogs. And you would think that some of them would have followed or, I don't know. It's just not a long time. Also, they're on the top of this hill. So, let's say someone did take her and walk off the hill. Well, up here, you wouldn't have much of a vantage point of that anyways. I'm not sure. I don't know what to think. I found it strange with all the back and forth with what actually happened that day. Yeah, me too, Shar. Wolfie Bull. Well, I can't wait for you to get on panel. Okay. I said, I can't. Now, y'all, this really, I don't know what to think about this, and I don't like this. Okay. I said, I can't find Summer. Get home now. Now, this story has been told just this way more than once, Candus recalled. He was like, now she says she's talking to Don on her phone, right? I call Don. I tell him, I can't find Summer. Get home now. He was like, call 911. So I dropped my phone because I had to run over and get Mom's phone to dial 911 because her AT&T phone is the only one that works out here to call 911. So I called them and told them what's going on. Huh? That makes no sense. And no offense to her at all. And I could be totally wrong. You guys let me know. But I've had phones that no longer had service that you could still call 911 on, with no service. Now, I'm not sure about if the connection's bad, but I don't know. Valerie, I'm not sure. Let me pull that back up. I said, I can't find Summer. Get home now, Candus recalled. He was like, call 911. So I dropped my phone because I had to run over and get Mom's phone and dial 911 because her AT&T phone is the only one that works out here to call 911. And you know what? I wish Chris would have tried to use his phone, which I know he's live now. This probably, there's not many of you guys in here, which that's okay. I love it because I can see. chat with you more like personally. You can always call 911. Yes, she might not know 911 is always available. All phones call 911. Well, here's the thing. She may not know that, but if she had service to call him on her phone, that confused me. If you're on the phone with your husband on your phone, why do you need to hang up and get another phone to call 911 because you don't have service for only 911 on that phone? That was just bizarre to me. Now, that's the second comment that they've made that's just had me like, huh? Like the haircutting thing. She's saying, oh, she did it to be like her brothers or to be like me. She wanted to be like me. And then Dawn saying, well, Candus cut her hair to make Summer feel better about it. Well, which one is it, Bizarre, you guys. Okay, let's keep going because there's a few of them, but not too many. But now, the live is covering up like the first word, so I can't see it. But it says, oh, what? What really gets me is when they were searching for her, why didn't they make the neighbors let them go in their sheds and buildings and stuff? Why didn't they make them unlock it? Some people were like, no, you can't search my property. Why would you do that? There's a missing kid. Why would you not let them search? It just don't make no sense, said Candus, who grew frustrated at times with the searchers. Which if somebody, yeah, why call husband first? I don't know. I'm trying to put him. Oh, that's a good thought. She may have called him on Messenger and then not known that all phones can call 911. That's a possibility. Why do you say, wow, Deco Painter and T about the quote right here? This is now I'm sure like in this situation, I cannot judge her for being frustrated with police, with the searchers and all of that. But I can't imagine I don't know. I think we're all different though. But for me, I try to always, in any situation, it's like natural. I can't help it. I will instantly put myself in the other person's shoes and like try to think of how they must be feeling or thinking. And for one, I would not call a soul before I call 911. I would call 911 immediately. For two, if there were so many people dedicating all their time, energy, resources to finding my baby, I would be thankful, Now, I'm sure it gets frustrating after this long. You have this many people looking and you haven't found her. But Plunder had a good point and said, well, let me get through this and I'll tell you what she said about it. Sometimes if you call 911, it does not go to a local police department. It hits a different tower. That's a possibility. Oh, okay. People didn't let them look in their sheds as well. I know. It is crazy, but I was thinking like maybe if you were growing pot or, something like that, you wouldn't. But what other reason would you not? And also, are the police like paying attention to who didn't? I'm sure they are. I mean, they do their job. I'm just saying that would be something I would pay attention to is who didn't let me in the shed. Okay. They looked in every vehicle I had, underneath every vehicle I had. They opened that tote right there, and all it's got in it is a bunch of crafts and stuff. You couldn't even fit anybody in that if you wanted to. Well, you couldn't even fit nobody in that if you wanted to. They opened that like 7 times. They even went so small to look in my mom's sewer tank of her camper. That hole's like an inch diameter. Candace gestured with her thumb and index finger. How did you get that 4-foot baby in that hole? She said. Yes, Vicky. There's a link in the description box. I found this today. She did an interview with the local newspaper, and it's in the description. There's more than what I've got here, but I do have quite a lot of it. Absolutely. Yes, but in her own words, contradict themselves, and I won't say yet because that's part of what's in my head. Yeah, save it for we can hear you. Okay. Also, y'all, the end of that was weird to me, but, you know, I don't know. Okay. They just done some stupid underhand stuff. When they brought the cadaver dogs up, why didn't they warn me ahead of time to find a place for these dogs to go? They just brought them up. Oh, you got dogs? You guys already knew I had dogs. That didn't pan out because you've got these 8 adult dogs wanting to smell all these new dogs you just brought up on my property. So that's going to mess up the cadaver dogs because it's not going to know which way to go. No. Summer's mother also expressed frustration with the TBI. So mom is there with her right now then, right? I did hear she had left and like, you know, maybe after that, when Coat of Many Colors came on here. But I don't think that being around other dogs would mess with it because they're trained to smell dead bodies and stuff. Not really. Um, I agree, Vicky. I would too. Absolutely. Okay. Candus, they kept questioning me. They asked me the same thing, wanting me to run through my whole timeline of my day. They did that like 4 or 5 times. I'm like, you guys still don't get it. If I was going to lie, I would have to think about it. It just comes out. I don't have to sit here and think about what I did. I know what I did. I just spit it out to you 20,000 times. Hey, Moonchild. I'm just going to sit on my hand. That's a good point about her having, you know, explained her story over and over. And I think, you know, if you're telling the truth, you just know it instantly. But some people are different with communication. Some people, you know, they get nervous and they have certain body language, and people be like, oh, you're lying, or, you know, you look to the left or whatever. So I try not to be too judgmental over that kind of stuff. The shed is strange that she wouldn't let Chris look in. She let him see the house and bedroom and said her house was messy. That is strange. I'm curious. Now, if you watch Chris's interview to or from last night, he said like they kind of discussed that briefly. Him and Dawn. Actually, the interview is not on there. It's not recorded, but he talks about it. Okay. Oh no, what happened? Okay. That's one before, yeah. They took my TV because it's hooked up to my Wi-Fi. Like they're going to find something on my TV. It's like they're digging for nothing. They're grasping at straws and not really trying. Everything that they did to me was backwards. They didn't shut down none of the roads until the next day. I mean, anybody could have been in and out of here, gone by the time they got down here. It takes them a good 40 minutes to get from Rogersville out here, she said, adding that there had been any recent contact from law enforcement. Wait, she said, adding that there had been any. That's worded weird, but. Hello, Michelle. How are you? I hope you're doing good, and I hope your dad is too. I just flip flop on this, y'all. I hate to think CRD would do something to their little baby. I'm the same way. I'm trying really hard to be like really respectful of them and supportive of them, because look, that's what we're all here for, right? To not only help find these kids, but me personally anyways, to try to be some kind of support or resource for these families. And a lot of times, and mainly with my TikTok, because I'm covering a lot of different cases over there, usually I need to get back to it a little better, but I'm usually in contact with a lot of these families and, you know, being a resource for them, a shoulder for them, whatever. And that's what I think we all need to do. But hey, Goose Fraba. I love your name. We miss you too, Michelle. I hope you guys are doing okay. Okay. I tried to get them to go check out this guy who was trying to camp out here and try to take over my neighbor's property. They were like, Oh, yeah, we checked him out. It's like they don't even really care if they found her or not. That's what it seems to me because we're poor, I guess. I guess if we had lots of money, they'd do better work, I guess. That's the way I look at it. Now, that's sad. It is really sad because it can be true. Sometimes people with less money are targeted. Now, I'm not like in situations because they have less resources, but I'm Wolfie, that's crap. Candus sounds very frustrated. Absolutely, she does. I wish that I could, I know that it's hard trusting people and stuff, but I just wish that, but I don't know. I just wish that I could help or do something I'm looking for something real quick, y'all. Hold on one second. I'm going to. Okay. Look at what people are doing and trying. Allie, what do you believe happened this summer? Valerie. Oh man, I don't know. I go back and forth. I tend to think possibly an accident and someone got scared. But then again, I look at, grandma, what are the chances of two people in the same family going missing like this? I don't know. And then I think, you know, there are sex offenders all over the place and kids are kidnapped all the time. Chances are when a kid goes missing like this, it's usually a family member, but not always. But look what they are given to work with, seriously. Okay. Me too. I'm so confused on this. So, Michelle, this is her mom's new interview, which I just I changed the title of my video. Um, it doesn't matter though. Let me see. Okay. What time was the accidental video? She cannot give them a better timeline. When did they get home? Okay. I don't know. For some reason, TBI don't believe that she was abducted, Candus said. That's what don't make no sense to me because she's not here. She don't just disappear. I mean, I've seen movies where people just start vanishing off Earth, but them are so fake. But somebody had to have taken her. That's the only conclusion I could come to. This interview, Michelle, she did they just published a website that the family is standing behind and saying these are our trusted sources. And there's an interview posted there. It's a written interview. So, let me see. Okay. I actually found it from Plunder today, who is always on top of it. Cannot say enough good things about her channel. Okay. This is the last one I took. Like I said, guys, it's in the description. Go check it out and see what you think. I don't believe anybody anymore. I've gotten to the point where I can't trust nobody because everybody I talk to either twists my words around or they do something. They put out more lies, and it's making it worse and harder on TBI to even find her, Candus said, adding that the stress is affecting her 3 sons as well. And that was about the end of it. So, let's see. Now, I want to show y'all what I didn't like about that. And then Wolfie, if you're ready, or anybody else, if Wolfie's not ready or whatever. Oh, thank you, Michelle, for being here. Yeah, that's what I think, Goose Frog. But if TBI doesn't think she was abducted, now I can see this getting frustrated at this point. Who wouldn't, you know? And if you're already in a world of partying or anything like that, you kind of already have these feelings towards the police, right? But I did not like this, y'all. This is something that I think when you start, you know, talking down to the people who are helping you to police and stuff, I don't like it. It gives me a weird feeling. I'm kind of like here. They kept questioning me. They asked me the same thing, wanting me to run through my whole timeline of my day. They did that like 4 or 5 times. I'm like, you guys still don't get it? If I was going to lie, I would have to think about it. It just comes out. I don't have to sit here and think about what I did. And then this is about the police. They just done some stupid underhanded stuff when they brought the cadaver dogs up. Why didn't they warn me ahead of time to find a place for those dogs to go? They just brought them up. Oh, you got dogs? You guys already knew I had dogs. That didn't pan out because you've got these 8 adult dogs wanting to smell all these new dogs. And yeah, I already read this, but see, so these two, I don't love that complaining. Now, of course, they're going to relook in places. Plunder actually said they might look to see if you've moved her after, or if someone, not you, but if someone's moved her after it's been searched, or they're going to ask you your story 20,000 times. They do that for a reason because they want to get the truth. And they have different techniques and stuff when it comes to questioning people to make that happen. So, bow chicken, wow, wow. Oh, you're ready. Awesome. They're not releasing all the information they have. Ooh, thank you, Michelle. I seen that 3 people have disappeared, but they were found. Okay, let me post your link, Wolf. Copy to clipboard. Uh-oh. I'm so happy to see your name, Michelle. It's been a while. I love y'all. Like, I know some people say, like, don't say you love people. Like, how do you love people you don't know? Well, it's not in the intimate way that I love, like, my best friends or my children. But I love and adore you guys. You mean the world to me. And I feel like we get a personal relationship after, chatting back and forth. And yeah, I love that. I think Sharice is a little behind in chat, but that's all right. That is A-okay. There's your link, Wolfie. They're not releasing all the information they have, which would make it frustrating. But now this is another thing Plunger said, but I could not agree with it more. Look at Barry Morphew. He did the same thing. Started blaming the police, saying they weren't doing a good job. So maybe that's why it gives me a bad feeling, and I can understand why you'd feel that way. So I don't want to be too hard on her or judgmental over that, because we're all different, right? And we all talk different, and we all have different boundaries and different things that we feel uncomfortable talking about. And you know what I mean? So you can't be too judgmental. Look how long it took to find Justin and how close he was to home. Yeah, that's true. Oh my, I don't want to blame, but if this were my daughter, bring all the resources you can. Absolutely. Pathological liars don't need to think about their lies. They just spew out, not saying she is. Yes. I actually have someone in my life right now who has lied to me multiple times. Like that. Questions that they wouldn't know were coming and stuff. And it takes nothing. Not only that, if you planned it. And Plunder pointed out that was actually something Don said in an interview about how he doesn't have to think about it, so it couldn't be a lie. So she's mimicking him, which, we do that too. I want to think about both sides, and I always do, but think about this. When you start hanging out with a new friend and you're, listening to each other chat all the time and stuff, and then you might start talking like them a little bit. Even like back in the day when I would watch YouTube when I was younger, and it was like Jenna Marbles, like day where it was like what rap songs really mean and stuff like that. Like eventually you would pick up little things that they say and do, and you can't even help it. Hey Jessica, you did, but you should totally rewind just a little bit because I go through a interview that Candus has recently done. It's a written one and it's pretty interesting. Oh, Michelle. Greetings, lovely lady and followers worldwide. Hello, Janet. I don't think the parents are guilty like at all. Pray I'm right. I hope so too. I'm hoping that, like, what's the best case scenario here? She's been abducted, but she's alive. That's what I'm hoping for. And it's sad that that's something that we're hoping for or thinking. But what do you guys think best case scenario is? Hi, Shannon. The family to be innocent and Summer to be found. I know exactly what I was saying. Like, and if you are, she said they prey on poor people. Well, I can say this, like, poor people are not usually as educated. They don't typically have the money for the lawyers. They don't. I mean, there's a lot of ways that you're kind of starting out slow when you're in that if you don't have a lot of money. Oh, Michelle, you don't have to send me nothing. You have my PayPal, and I appreciate it every time you've ever done that. But please know that you just being here is so awesome to me, and yeah, I appreciate you so much. But do not feel like you need to do that for real, because I care about you too. I'm awful at accepting things, and I tell people this in my life, especially if it's like people I'm friends with and stuff or family, because I'm like, but wait, you might need it. Like, best case, the rumor that she was hiding because of CPS, what I believe, abduction. Ooh, what she was hidden. I have not heard that rumor. What you just said is the best case scenario. It is terrible, but sad. Hey V, I hate it when that happens too. YouTube, get it together. Get it together. Lie detector tests aren't submissible in court to action if they passed. No. I think it's just word from them. Viva's here. I know, Michelle. And you know what? It's nobody's business. And I don't care if you are a creator who doesn't want super chats or if you're asking for them. It's your channel, and money is a thing that I don't like when people started talking about you, giving people, like, leaving super chats and stuff. That's the nice thing to do. And I'm not saying for me, no, but I'm saying, like, I do it too for other people. So what? I love to do that. Like the other night when I got kicked off Amber's panel, I tried like 100 times to send in a super chat to tell her thank you and just support her and stuff, but I had bad service. But if you see somebody doing something like that and you don't approve of it, well, just keep looking and look at something else. Turn your head and and look at something else. In my humble opinion, the family are being judged for being working class and for having some history, but lots of people do. Oh, yeah. I think I said this in one of my first videos on the case. Like, imagine if your life was looked at with this kind of microscope. Imagine. Oh my gosh, Jessica, I did not know that. I believe she's been abducted. I don't think her parents have anything to do with it. I've watched for a long time, first time participating. Oh, thank you, Goose Fraba. It's so cool to hear from people that watch but haven't really chatted, because you kind of forget, like, you see that there's people there, but So thank you for commenting. Oh, thank you, Michelle. I love you to pieces. You are too sweet and too just precious, for real. Wolfie's here. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi.
Jessica. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Say what? Didn't hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yep. What you doing?
Nothing. Just got home.
So you were on the ferry today?
Yeah. It's just a short one.
Well, that sounds fun to me.
No.
V, I'm going to ask Wolfie, and I'll kind of talk about it too. You two are a bit delayed from each other. Oh, okay. Well, we'll try to just not. It's hard when that happens, but if it's only two people, it makes it a little bit easier. Wolfie, what do you think about all the things I just talked about? Like, we can start with Mom's interview with Chris. What's your thoughts and opinions on that?
I feel like she's very critical, but yet when Chris is there, she doesn't want to show off that shed. I don't understand that part. Like she's saying that these neighbors wouldn't let you search their sheds and do this and that, but you wouldn't even let them look in a tool shed. It just seems odd to me.
That is odd. It really is, because what could possibly be in there? Unless, what if they're growing weed or something like that? Like, maybe that's why? I don't know.
Don't you think your daughter is more important than some weed?
Oh, Jessica, yeah, absolutely. But if she knows she's not in there, why does Chris need to look in there? But Jessica says Candus said yes, go into the shed, but with hesitation. So then he said no. That's interesting. Okay.
I
What?
thought she said that she didn't even want the boys to go into the shed and that Don kept his tools in there.
She
But
did
she
say
wouldn't even allow
that.
the boys
She
in
did
the
say
shed.
that about the boys. For sure. I remember hearing that. But I'll try to find it, but we have so much other things that I want to ask you about. So, what do you think about Hunter and oh my gosh, about H and his mother's interview?
I feel like they have truth to them, but they exaggerate. Like Hunter, how would he know about dry drowning? I didn't even know about dry drowning until recently, and I'm 37. How's a 15-year-old gonna know about that?
That's true. I learned about it like a
And then
couple
the
years
the
ago.
the milk, that's odd to me. Like I don't really get why the milk is of importance, but it's just like how come nobody can really determine where some milk went? I mean, it's not important, but the fact that they can't even get that right, it just is a little telling to me.
Yeah, it's interesting. Um, Jessica says maybe she didn't want the world seeing Dawn's tools, which that is interesting to me because that could be maybe they had something they didn't want to be like stolen or something like that.
I mean, I like tools myself, and I'm real particular about them, but if a 5-year-old girl is missing, I would
Right.
let them go anywhere as many times as they wanted to.
Would you let it be put on YouTube?
I mean, yeah. I mean, look at,
Okay.
she showed her house. I mean, some people just have no shame, I guess, but that house is horrendous. And I'm not judging them. I'm just saying, if she's able to show off her house, why can't you show off a little shed full of tools?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Amanda Svita on that panel I was on said something that I thought was interesting and relevant here. So she said she grew up. Did you listen to that, Whoopi? All of it, like
To the,
the panel on Amber's channel?
I saw some of it, not all of it, just bits and pieces.
Okay, so at one point, Amanda says she goes, I grew up in a home that was pristine. I mean, everything was clean. We had couches we couldn't sit on, carpets we couldn't walk on. My uncle grew up in, or my uncle's home was messy, right? But I would go there with my cousins and I would always have a blast and I would want to be there all the time. Like, so I thought that was kind of interesting that she said that. So I mean, my house I like a clean house, and my kids are so used to a clean house, they don't like a dirty house. Like, even Emily, my niece, the other day, she cried because I told her cousin was giving her a ride. And she's like, the car is so dirty. So I think it depends on how you've like been raised, but it's an interesting, it's not always about that. I think it's if it's nasty, like germy and bugs and all that, or if it's just messy. And I need to take a look back at that foot.
Like their house?
Yeah, was it just messy? Was there any let's see.
It looked like a hoarder house.
I hope that they have her hide so social services can't get them. Oh, thank you, Michelle, so much. Jessica Lynn, I live outside of a city. Tons of homes look similar to theirs. Would I open the world to my house right now unexpectedly? Absolutely not. The kids have clothes, food, beds, shelter. Okay, now I'm from the country as well. I don't live anywhere near a big city. I live like near towns with a lot of, with a lot to do, but not like a city. And I'm also very familiar, grew up on a farm, like with the country. That's kind of where I'm from. And I've seen a lot of houses that look like that too. But a lot of times that was in some of my rougher days.
So wait, hold on. I'm seeing this comment. I don't really. We feel like this is a house that's just lived in, that it's not nasty. Maybe my word is just poor, but it does not look like it's being lived in. It looks like nothing is being taken care of at all.
Right. But I do agree with that statement. There is a difference. I need to go
I mean,
look and
I agree with it too, but I just,
yeah.
in this
Yeah.
circumstance, which is what we're discussing, I don't feel like that is the case. And maybe nasty is a bad word, but I mean, it looks like a hoarder house, a bit of a hoarder house.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. I mean, I don't think many people could disagree with that. There was a lot of stuff. I don't know. It sucks because I don't know. I think about like the way I live being judged like that. It's some people are like, it's not important. It's not important, but it is kind of important. So I don't know. It's rough. Despite the
I'm
mess
not judging their home or their parenting. I'm stating what I
yeah.
perceive and
Right.
how I'm observing it.
And on this channel, we
But
all
how do we
agree to
even
disagree.
know that those babies were loved? Do we know them personally? We don't know.
Well,
And I'm not saying that I
I
think the parents did it or that they didn't be like they didn't love the kids. I'm just saying, look at the
okay.
situation. They had their other kids taken away. How do we know that? We don't know that. That's an assumption. And just like my assumption.
Well, I think like for me, I felt like the thing that made me look like they were kind of being doted on and loved a little bit was some of those videos. Like if you're taking pictures of your kids just laughing and stuff, that shows a little bit of you know what I mean, a little bit of love. So,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I think we don't know. We're all just kind of guessing by what we see, and also we all have like, look, perception is fascinating because you and I can see the same thing and both perceive it completely different, and that is our truth, and that's all right. You know what I mean? So, okay, let me see some other questions for you. What about, did you think about, let me see. Did you watch him talk? Well, no, first let me ask this. Do you think that religion has any role in this? What do you think about how it's constantly being?
Um, I mean, I think I agree with what you said earlier, that people use it at times of desperation. But in this situation with Dawn, like, I I mean, his own family has come out and stated that he uses it as like a crutch. And I don't know, I'm inclined to think that. And as for Candace, I mean, she's been shown sleeping at church, so I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't feel like religion is a factor. I just think he's using it. And I'm not
right.
saying mean. I know religion is a touchy subject.
Yeah, it is a touchy subject. Janet, good night so much. What did you say? I see your point. I also have stuff, but I'm not mucky. I think, some of that. Okay, well, I'm sure I missed something, but I hope you have a great night, Janet. And okay, what do you think about that little interview I just read? Do you have
I
anything?
I think that the deal about the 911 calling 911 from a specific phone, your phone doesn't even have to have service, and it can still call 911. So that doesn't make sense that she would say that.
Um, yeah, that is really bizarre to me, and I am trying to figure that out. I would love for that to be explained because it doesn't make sense to me. You guys in the chat, if you missed it, let me know what you think. I know that Wolfie read the comment, but I was actually agreeing with her. Lost in translation, I suppose. Oh, yeah, it happens. Like, we are not here to argue and be defensive and fuss and all that. We just have different points of view. And you know what? Maybe we can change each other's mind. I love that. Um, but yeah, what do you guys think about that weren't here, that missed it? I don't know. That doesn't make sense. I think that would be something I would love to be addressed in a future interview.
Yeah, and I still and do we even know the times on things? Because I don't know.
Well, I
Like,
think that I've seen some different times mentioned, but I don't know for certain. Um, yeah, maybe a low battery, but the way she worked it here, her AT&T phone was the only one that works out here to call 911.
but yet she
Ooh,
had just
wow.
called
Michelle
Dawn.
says, at my daughter's home, I can't get 911 to go through, so I definitely believe her. Michelle, but can you guys get other numbers, other calls to go through? Just curious. Because I'm thinking, like, what, your phone works for everything but 911? You know what I mean?
Well, she had just called Dawn too, so and like you said, it could have been Facebook, but still, I, that I think a little bit of clarification would be nice.
Okay, so she says no, she can't get other calls to go through. Okay. I didn't know you could dial 911 from any phone even without service. Also, maybe she was thinking she needed a clear connection, not just a connection. Okay.
When I say no service, I mean like if you're not paying like your bill.
Right. Yeah. You can, I do believe you can call it with no service as well, like no tower. Um, but I'm sure most people don't know that because I don't even know for sure. But I swear my friend used to live in this little town that you could not get a cell phone to call out and you could get 911 calls out. Yeah, that is awesome and amazing to know. See, nope, it doesn't work at all. If I had an emergency, I couldn't get help. Wow, that is crazy and scary. Maybe because they have the same service or their phone, 911 not the same service. Okay. Now what do you think about like the kind of comments about where did it go? This one I agree with her on. Not that one.
The dogs.
Um, no, not the dogs. Like kind of almost blame, like getting angry with the police and stuff. Like here, they
Oh,
keep questioning it over and over and over, and they're looking in places they should, like they've already looked. And those kind of comments. Do you like
I mean
have
that's
any
what I don't
thoughts?
understand. Like she's saying that they are poor, and so the police are she feels are not doing their job effectively. But yet over here they're doing things over and over, but it's just not to her liking. is what it seems like. And, there's always a rhyme or reason to why they're looking at different things. And if they're looking at them over and over, there's still a reason why they're doing it. That's the way I feel.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it must be hard to feel because, let's just think for a second. She did not do anything. She has no idea what happened. She's completely innocent. But the internet's already blamed her. You know what I mean? They were blaming her before we had evidence. Now, I'm not saying some of the people, I'm not saying I don't blame her or I do. I truly don't even know what to think. But people that do think she did it, I think they have a good reason. I think I just got bit by something. Itching like really bad and kind of burnt. So I think it'd be extremely hard to have that many people. Oh, actually, I know, I could tell you. It's not easy when you have a ton of people coming against you. You know what I mean? It's really frustrating and it's really hard to go through. So, I don't know. I
Well,
wish
I
we could
don't
get
think
them
that
on.
she,
Go ahead. Go ahead,
sorry,
Wolfie.
I don't think that she did or didn't do it. I don't know what to think. And I think of all things. And I'm not, maybe I'm just being a little more critical of her, but that's because they were the last ones with her. So
Yeah.
that's part of it is you have to nail down
Well,
that timeline. And you have to
I
ask
think
questions
that
and you
you're
have to look
critical, but
over and over.
yeah, absolutely. And I think that you being critical is a good thing, only because I know it comes from a place of love for like, a compassion, a place of wanting the best for that little girl and wanting to figure it all out. But so I don't think it's a bad thing. I think we all have our roles and that's just, yours. I have tried Michelle. I actually reached out to her on TikTok. I reached out to Donald. He accepted my friend request. But, a lot of these bigger channels are going for it and that's what they're doing. And that's absolutely fine. I'll just talk about it afterwards.
I do
Jessica,
remember one thing.
go ahead.
Like when she's kind of talking to Chris and like talking about the tree maintenance people or whatever,
Mhm.
that was a bit off for me. And then didn't she
I don't
mention while they
remember
were at
exactly what
the
you said.
the water hole or whatever that something about the guy that wanted to stay there or something?
Now that I'm a little confused on that myself. I'm not sure about the guy that was like, what was it with the name? I don't know. I don't have a clue. I'm confused on that as far as anything with the neighbors, with the pedophiles, the I don't know, because I didn't hear that actually in the interview, but I have heard some other things and seen some other things being said about, but I don't know any of it. So, um, but she did say at the water hole, which I mean, it broke my heart. Okay, Wolfie, what did you think when you seen her start crying and saying, I feel like everybody's against me?
I mean, that if she's innocent, that is probably very genuine, but there's also a chance that she wasn't abducted and her mom is lying. So, uh, I don't know. It's very
Do
hard.
you think she seemed genuine?
Do what?
Do you think she seemed genuine?
Uh, I have no idea, to be honest. I'm not good with trusting, so I've seen
Yeah.
too many times where you can cry tears and seem very genuine and you're lying.
Yeah. Um, Bobby Pin, all the creators that I have watched are retired officers say the same thing. Grandma Candace, Dawn, brothers, and possibly H and A. No, I really don't know. Um, I would love to get an interview with one of the parents, but because I do think I can make them feel comfortable. I mean, plus I'm country too, and I've been through like the, partying days and all that, but I think it's just not probably going to happen right now. My phone is like about to die, so give me a second. guys, just give me 1 second. I'm going to log in from this phone and just not do my camera anymore. Because that iPhone camera is so good that when I was I logged in on it earlier, and you can see all my freckles so close. I'm like, I am not using that right now because where I was out in the sun. So let me get on here. Because I want to ask your opinion about those videos real quick, and then okay. 1 second. I think it will happen. I'll be perfect. Thank you, guys. Okay. I'm going to be gone for just like 10 seconds.
Okay. Where's MJ at? Jeez. MJ. Jessica, that's your number one suspect? Okay.
Okay, I'm back. I have a ton of freckles too. Oh my gosh, and then when you get out in the sun, you get them way worse. Thank you so much, Michelle. Okay, let's see. You know who my suspect is? Number 1, H. Wow. That's interesting. I love the way that Chris interviewed him. I think he made him probably feel so comfortable. Don't you think he did a good job, Wolfie? Are you there?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Do you think Chris did a good job with those interviews?
Yes, he does a great job. He knows how to like back off if he feels that she doesn't want to discuss something, or with any of them really, but he knows when to back off. He knows kind of how to ask things, and then he also does like things to show he's their friend in a way.
Yes, absolutely. He like gets on their level.
Yeah, yeah. Like he said holla, the holla. I don't know what that is. Uh
Oh, holler?
yeah, that.
Yeah, it's like a kind of like a dirt road that leads into like the woods, or like say you're like on a hill and you have a little path beside you and you go down it and you're into like this little opening down in the woods. It's just like a dirt, I don't know, it's a holler.
Well, I don't know if he's from a place that he actually uses that word, but if he used their terminology on that, I thought that was kind of cool. And
I
then
know that is
he
cool.
said
Most
crick, and I was like, it is a creek. It is not a
He said
crick.
crick. I don't even say that. What?
I was like, where's he from?
But you know what? It's funny because like when you watch his videos, like he's always good and stuff, and but he seems kind of like goofy, silly, and um like he does seem like, of course, like he knows what he's talking about, but just kind of like goofy, friendly. But then when you see him on those interviews, it's like, dang, you are good. Like you know how to adjust yourself to the person that you're talking to, and it's really interesting because with H, he was more like, you know, like trying to be cool, like hip, and um
Yeah.
like giving him dabs and stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, he even reminded him that he was cool because he knew what that was.
Let's see. Let's stop focusing on Candus and more on H for many reasons. I have questions. What are the chances that H went that day and Summer disappeared? He hasn't been near them in months. Chris has done amazing work. Did a great job. Okay, now I'll let you react to these 2 videos I played earlier because you kind of had a reaction a little bit in the chat, and then okay, baby, I'm coming. Dinner's ready. But I'll get your reaction and hear the chat, and then I'll get off here and probably. Oh, tomorrow I was supposed to have those psychics. I'm not sure if that's. I know for sure 1, but I was trying to get at least 2, possibly 3. But y'all just keep your eye out for that since YouTube doesn't notify anybody. But I think it'll be interesting because she's been like
the one that I do know for sure is coming, has really been working on this case quite a lot, and she has like a huge opinion about it, and I think it'll be really cool. I'm trying to get Mermaid to come on with her if I can, but she hasn't seen my email yet. Okay, now H has nothing good to say about Candus. Then why did he go with her that day? Does their spite for Candus run deep enough? That is weird, the way that all of a sudden they kind of turned on him. I don't know. Why would you be
Well, it goes
around
to
people
like the
that...
dry drowning thing. I feel like it's being planted. It just like with now he doesn't like Candace. Nah, that's planted.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay, I'm going to play this right now. Maybe.
At that and thanked me for that. But I asked him, I said, tell me why your thought process is on this abduction theory. And he says, well, one of my fears is that I just, hope that, she's not deceased and buried somewhere. Okay. And, from, his perspective,
So was it weird that Don said he was like, that was one of his fears? That was the first like thing that came to him was, what if she's buried somewhere? What do you think about that?
I thought that was super creepy and odd. Like, I know it's been a while, and I'm sure your mind wanders after so long, but I don't know. I could even say something like that. I mean, you might, it's one thing if you are thinking all these scenarios if you didn't do it, but I don't know. It's just odd to say it so publicly like that, or, in my opinion. I have no idea.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I'm not saying I wouldn't be thinking that, because like I said earlier, it's kind of like because it'd be a lot harder to find them if they were buried or hidden somewhere. But also just to say it like that to a YouTuber that's, reporting on, I don't know. But like, also some people are not good socially. Some people don't have a lot of experience like socially. So, okay.
I mean, I
And
don't
then
have
the
it.
other one.
I'm not a social person, but I would never say anything like that. Never.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, like, maybe, some people are just more like crude, more like careless about being like kind of raunchy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know what I
Yeah,
mean, girl.
I
There
know
is
what you
people
mean.
out there that want to be raunchy. That want to. He may just be
I think
direct and
I'm the
brutally
most
honest.
direct
Yeah.
and brutally honest person there is, Jessica, so I don't know. I still would never say that.
I don't know. Pretty crazy. Well, that's it. Because the
Jessica is
other
a tough
one,
little person, man.
she's got it all figured out. Rebuttals. Hey, that's
Yes.
cool though, because you have somebody playing that devil's advocate.
But I'm the
Which,
devil's advocate.
well, one of y'all is one of y'all is, and the other one's not. Okay. I'm just here to figure it out. I know some simple country folk, and he may just be saying what's up. That is, yeah, that's what I was trying to like get across. Some people are just like, they're just like that. They're simple country, doesn't care. Um, Jessica said, "I know, I'm no. I'm sorry," with the emoji with the hand over the mouth. That's funny. I think it's all
I
right.
know
Don't.
Jessica very well, so it's okay. I'm used to her.
Hey, from Canada, who is Tony Hammond? Does he have a trailer? Okay. Oh, someone's behind in chat, and their name is Humanimal. Humanimal. Jessica Lynn, barely. There are zero comforts there at all in the house or the dungeon. In the dungeon. Like a dungeon dragon. Song. Okay, sorry. They seem like loving parents. I believe the mom. I agree, Raymond. Okay, well, that is so awesome. All of us just like agreeing to disagree. I love it. But the other video was just about the dogs, and I think we've kind of went through everything that from start to finish. I think we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I've been kind of going to bed every night thinking like maybe tomorrow, maybe we'll wake up and there'll be like some kind of news about her. It's so sad because once you start becoming like more and more invested, it just really like it weighs on your heart. You know what I mean? Do you do that? Like think about it? Yeah.
Yeah, like the Suzanne Morphew, that one.
Oh my gosh, I know. Bobby Penn says one thing that bothers me, and yeah, that was weird. Him saying that there was a text saying it's done and stuff, and then Candus seemed pretty believable on that. She was, I don't know.
But the dogs don't seem off to you. I think it's very odd that someone would come abduct off off of that property with that many dogs and nobody was alerted to the dogs.
No, it does seem
And was
off,
it
but
someone
here,
they
let me
knew?
play that. I'll just go ahead and play it so we can hear, and then this says, hold on.
But today, maybe it was the heat, because it took it out of them. So that's another consideration of why the weather that day is important. Are the dogs responding correctly? I can tell you when I got up on the Wells property, at their invitation, that those dogs lit up. I mean, they came out of the woods. And I even, Candace and I laughed where I told her, I said, you need a doggone zoo license up here because there are critters everywhere. And what happens is cars, get down to the end.
Okay, yeah, I can hear the delay now. So this is my theory on that. I think that it is odd. Now look, if you're going to abduct a child, you can't tell me that you're not thinking about what kind of dogs are in the yard. Because if I'm going to knock on a stranger's door for freaking directions or something, like I'm looking in the yard to look at the dog. So I do think that would be paid attention to. But if it was someone that knew, yep, like Michelle said, if it was age or if there's a lot of different, which I don't know how he would get over there because she dropped him off. But
and he was like 45 minutes away, right?
Yeah, unless there was something that happened before she dropped him off and they're all lying. I'm not sure. But the dogs, like, also if they're exhausted, hot, or whatever, they might bark one day and then the next day not bark at all, because Chris said when they went back they didn't. That's what he was talking about there. They didn't bark at all. So I'd say it probably just depends on all their moods and stuff like that. But what I was thinking, like, not even the barking, if somebody comes and it gets your baby and then runs off with them, they're
Those
gonna
dogs
follow.
they're
That's
gonna be
what dogs
protective
do.
though.
Yeah, they'll be protective, and even if they don't think she's hurt, they're just watching and curious. A lot of times dogs will follow you. Actually, one of my dogs got killed when I was younger because I always walked down my parents' hill and then across the main road to go see a friend of mine, and my dog would walk right beside me, and then one time I wasn't there and it was so used to walking. So they'll follow you if you run. If someone ran out of there with her, you guys know, if you run, dogs are going to chase you. They really do. Dogs wouldn't bark at age. Michelle Ding Ding, and for HQ mentioned his love for summer. Yeah, that's odd. Okay. Oh, there's Cheryl. Hi. How are you? And I hope you're doing okay. Here's my thoughts on that. What if they did bark but no one responded or did follow? Would Candus even notice, or the boys? I don't know. No, I'm not. We ain't getting mad at you. I think it's good to challenge each other's like ideas and stuff. And I'm not sure about that. So I don't think she would notice. It depends, unless she just happened to be walking across the yard. You'd have to kind of be looking.
I'm not mad at
But
Jessica.
yeah, she said, I knew you wasn't, but she said that, let's see, that it was only 2 to 5 minutes. That's why I mentioned that they would follow, because in 2 to 5 minutes you think she would see something. I don't know. That's not really a
But
long
she's
time.
too busy having a good time. She doesn't keep track of time.
Let me see. Wolfie. All right,
I'm
let's
sorry.
see. It's okay. I'm just trying to find her statement though about the time, but I'm certain she said 2 to 5 minutes. Hold on.
I'm not a time person either, but come on.
She wasn't under the water
Jessica,
for
you're
20
doing it
seconds.
again. You trying to make me mad is what you're doing, Jessica. I'm just
I
saying.
haven't even seen it yet because I'm looking for this, so I can't see the chat. No fighting, y'all, and not over a daggone case and different opinions. That's silly. Like, damn it, no,
I seen
you.
Jessica with Watt's case.
Yeah. With the Watts case?
Yeah, I seen her. Yeah.
His dog barks. So I haven't, so I had no idea. Let's see. Alex Erickson, thank you. Love the channel and keep up the great work. Have a blessed night. I have to go. Oh, thank you so much. If the dogs were already on the property, then the dogs would be used to them. Yeah, agree. Wait, I moved into a house next to railroad tracks. I heard that train go through every single day, and it slowly started to fade away. Oh, wow. Interesting. We all want the same thing. Answers. Yeah, absolutely. I've changed my minds a few times, because at first I was looking at the parents, like, I'll be honest, in a judgmental way that I shouldn't. You know, I'm seeing like some of these photos, seeing her head shaved and stuff. But then when Will came on here and he really made me think about, we don't know, so we can't just point the finger. I mean, I don't disagree with him on it. I don't agree with him on everything either. I don't agree with anyone on everything, but I do agree with him that without knowing for sure, we should not be getting on here attacking, calling these people murderers, and doing that. I just think that it's not good.
Well, I
Now,
feel
we
like
can call
I'm a
out when
lot
they look
like
shitty.
Will. I actually
In the
feel like I'm a
officer.
lot like Will, so come on. Like, even with the shaved head, like, I don't see the big deal in that. I could think of so many possibilities other than like a malicious act with the shaved head. I just don't see it as a big deal.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it is. I think it's just like initially seeing it and hearing like the chatter and different things. So yeah. Let's see. All right. Jessica said the Watts case tested my sanity. I pled insanity to anything I said or done during those crazy times in my life. Yeah, I know a few people that are not proud of some of those days. But
She wasn't
anyways, y'all, I
horrible.
guess I need to go eat some Taco Bell. Be nice.
That's what I'm saying. She wasn't horrible. Like, her thoughts
Oh,
on
I
the Chris
thought you
Watts
said
case
she
were
was horrible. I was like,
no, no, no,
damn.
no. Now you're gonna make Jessica mad at me.
No, Jessica, don't get mad. We need to get along, y'all. Yeah, I thought you said she was horrible. I was like, dang. Not here,
No,
okay? Don't be doing that on
no.
here. I wasn't horrible. She said, whoa, thank you. I was worried. I know some people though that kind of, well, I mean, it's just like the people that questioned if Shanann really did it or whatever. You know what I mean?
Well, actually,
They're not
Jessica is a
being
big
malicious.
advocator about NK and people talking about NK's looks, which I agree with her. So, so Jessica has good points. So no, she wasn't horrible at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we all have different opinions. I think if we can be honest, that's better than pretending that we're, another way that we're not. Even if our opinions aren't what people want to hear or whatever. I just think for me, I have a responsibility not to get on my channel and say, these people probably did it. Look at them. They don't take care of their kids. You know what I mean? I'm
I
not
don't think you
doing
ever
that.
do that, so you don't have to worry.
Good. I don't want to do that. But, okay. Well, what are you having for dinner, Wolfie?
Tacos.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
Breakfast
my
tacos,
gosh.
though.
Oh, okay. That sounds pretty good. Well, you guys, I hope all of you in the chat have an awesome dinner, and I'm going to go eat. And Wolfie, thank you for getting on here and chatting with me about it. I love hearing your sassiness.
Thanks.
You're always very fair and unbiased. Awesome. Thank you. All right, y'all. I love y'all so much. Thank you to the mods for being here. I appreciate it. Hopefully tomorrow there will be that live with the psychics. Oh yeah, and a new members only video soon. Also, where's Jennifer Green? I haven't seen her for a few days.
Yeah. A few days. That's been a while. Where's MJ too? I was looking for her.
And I don't know where she's at right now, but she was in here last night, and I've talked to her some. I know she has a live going tonight about like Pizzagate and some of that stuff.
No.
I know. I was like, well, I love you, but I'm so sorry I'm busy. No, I think you guys should all check it out and see. I love her to pieces, and I do love also Brittany. Like, she is everything, and she's going to be on there
Super
tonight.
Brittany.
She's awesome. Thank you, Shar, so much, and thank you for being here. Thank you, Michelle. Breakfast for dinner is what's best. I was trying to think of what I've heard it called. I couldn't get it out. A few days feels like weeks here. Thank you. Thank you, Bobby Pin, so much. All right, y'all. Well, I love you guys, and I will talk to you soon. And Wolfie, I'll talk to you in a little bit. And yes, I was just joking. Go check out everybody's channel. Go to the description. Go look at Amber's panel. Go watch MJ's video on Pizzagate tonight. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I said,
Okay,
sweet
bye.
good. Bye.
Bye.
You copying me. Bye.